okay, Reloaded, Part 3. Anyway, we touched on a little bit on what's going to happen on SmackDown. We didn't mention it, but we took a break. Anyway, SmackDown this Friday, not Thursday.
Friday.
Yeah.
If
you watched SmackDown last week, one thing was mentioned that Teddy Long came out, who's the general manager, told Team Lay Cool, finally somebody tells him, you must choose, there can only be one sole holder of the women's title. And then calling themselves co-champions I think, is an insult. But finally Teddy Long says, you must choose one holder. And this Friday you will find out who that is. I've seen the spoilers and I'm not telling you. So
I'm not gonna read the spoilers because really at this point, I gotta say that women's wrestling in a majority, unless it's in the independent scene, is really not as great as it used to be.
Okay, we're talking about the women's titles. Let's trace the history back of women's titles.
Well, we can trace back the Divas title. Yeah, that's really easy.
Like what, 2 years?
2 years, if that.
I think it was only one.
Only 3 women have ever held the both titles.
Michelle McCool, Mickey James, and Belina.
Yeah. Two out of three. Yeah, like the Meatloaf songs goes, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, and 2 or 3 I'll have to take on a date.
Oh, yeah.
Last 2, I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, so women's wrestling, you trace it back, or if you can remember early days, most people say Fabulous Moolah, but go a little bit further. There was when Mae Young, of course, everyone knows her as the horniest senior citizen ever on TV.
I have a little bit of trivia, something for you guys, a little bit of history. Mae Young was actually in the ring working on December 7th, 1941. If you don't know what that date is, you're a fucking idiot, because we all as Americans know what that date is.
Yeah.
She was working in the ring on the day of Pearl Harbor. So,
come on now. If you don't remember 12/7/41, I said it in numerical terms. 12/7/41, Pearl Harbor. Mae Young was wrestling that same day.
She was wrestling that day.
Son of a bitch.
Now this man is ex-military, so of course he's going to know what 12/7/41 is.
I knew 12/7/41 before I was joining the Navy.
Yeah.
So, it's like an American history book, so in school. But yeah, if you don't remember Pearl Harbor, shame on you. But anyway, so yeah, Mae Young, she was wrestling in the 40s. Now we talk about Fabulous Moolah, who had a 27.
23.
Well, 27.
27.
27-year reign as a women's champion.
Unbroken.
Yeah, I don't think it ever will be.
Reign.
Not even by a man.
No.
That's saying something.
Harvey Whippleman. Remember he run.
What are you gonna say next? Michael Cole's gonna be the women's champion? He's acting like a woman. Anyway.
Yet again,
we bury Michael Cole. Why? Because we can.
No.
We don't work for WWE. We don't work for TNA. We work for ourselves.
Wish we worked for Ring of Honor. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be fun. Hey, Gabe Sapolsky. Yo.
That would be Dragon Gate USA.
Whatever. I thought you ran Ring of Honor.
Nope.
And Cornette, you be listening. There you go. Cornette. It's all right.
At the same time, I also got to say that you have to remember some ladies like Betty Grable,
Wendy Richter,
Kai,
Wendy Richter, Judy Martin.
There were so many. We can.
Velvet McIntyre. Rockin' Robin. Jumping Bomb Angels.
Yeah, Jumping Bomb Angels. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, and they're Japanese ladies too.
Japanese women's wrestlers, also former WWF Women's Tag Team Champions.
Mm-hmm. Who else? Bull Nakano. Lonja Blaze, a.k.a. Medusa.
Yeah, we talked about her last time.
Ooh. But she was a great wrestler.
She was a great technical women's wrestler.
Yeah. Then you had Bertha Faye.
You also had Sable. The Cat.
Speaking of the Cat, I just read somewhere on highspots.com, I'm plugging y'all, that her and Sin Bodhi, who was Kazarni, did a shoot interview called Breakfast in Bed with Stacey Carter and Sin Bodhi. I saw a preview. It is fucking hilarious. I think they're dating. But anyway,
that was the most off-the-wall thing.
What, Kazarni? Or me just mentioning that?
Just mentioning that.
Well, you said it's the Cat, so I had to mention that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the topic. So, then you had the Cat. Who else? Yeah. Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, great one of the toughest women ever to step into the ring.
And the only woman to hold the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, too.
Yep. Yeah.
That's one title they should bring back. But I don't think they will.
No.
Because they're hardly any Cruiserweights anymore.
No, not after that little run.
Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ivory...
Ivory was great, but I think Ivory was also in Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. She was known as Tina Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can go back and do your history.
We're not giving it to you.
No, we're not going to give you. That's all you get.
So, and then you had Lita.
Amy Dumas, who I personally met, and is probably one of the nicest ladies out there. Of course,
despite what her character was when she left.
And then we also have to mention possibly the greatest women's wrestler of this generation, Trish Stratus.
7 times women's champion. She surpassed Moolah's times as a champion.
She held it for over a year.
Yeah.
And during one of her reigns. Now we get into the period that I really, really loved. To this day I still love it. Molly Holly, Jazz, Victoria, Trish, Lita. You know, those were some great wrestlers.
Yeah.
There were women going out there having stiff matches just like the guys.
Oh yeah.
You know, the very first women's
the matches that Lita and Trish had.
Lita and Trish.
That one on Raw, they were in North Carolina. Lita took that dive and pretty much bent her body.
Yeah, she pursuing her title, her second title.
Pretty much almost killed herself.
Nearly broke her neck. Again.
This time in a wrestling ring.
Yeah. And God, you also got to talk about that match that Mickey and Trish had at WrestleMania 21. 22.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh my God, Mickey James, I love you.
That one spot where Trish went for the stratosphere, Mickey grabs her leg, jumps off of the top turnbuckle,
and just on the rope.
Yeah. No, she jumps down to the floor, drives Trish's knee into the mat. That was just. Whoa. That was a sick spot.
Damn.
You know.
Mickey James arrived that night.
Yeah, she pretty much got made.
Yeah, pretty
much. That night.
Then enter Beth Phoenix. Oof. Please come back soon.
Beth Phoenix is probably going to have balls the size of church bells.
Oof.
She got into the ring and took a GTS.
At the Royal Rumble.
And she took it full.
And she pulled Great Khali over the top rope.
Yeah.
After kissing him.
Don't sleep on Beth Phoenix.
Please don't.
Don't.
She will be back.
Yeah. Melina's back
now. Back.
Yes. Thank goodness, finally.
Thank God.
Don't sleep on either of them. Please do not sleep on Beth Phoenix, because she'll shock you.
Mm-hmm. And kick your ass.
You know, China held it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Who that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Guy who, pushed up the shit now. But now you enter current stage of women's wrestling.
Now,
when WWE introduced
it's better in TNA than it is in WWE.
Yeah, that's the thing. TNA was one to bring back women's wrestling, the Knockouts division. When they had Gail Kim, they brought in Awesome Kong. They had ODB, Velvet
Cheerleader Melissa, Alyssa Flash,
Bryce Saeed.
Yeah.
They brought in Velvet Sky, Talia Madison, Angela Love, Angel Williams, Tracy. Kazarian, you son of a bitch.
You also have Chantel Taylor Wilde,
Sarita.
Hamada scared me.
But she was not used right, I don't think.
No, she had a match with Taylor Wilde, and I swear to God, I thought she kicked Taylor Wilde. I was heard to say, I thought she just killed the bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, she killed that bitch. She kicked her so fucking hard. And you heard it too, and that was like, it was a smack. And
okay, but then enter Daphne. Well, I'm glad to see back.
Daphne,
she's more psycho than ever.
Yeah, she's just zombie hot, as
Taz would say.
Yeah, but
I agree.
Now we've got Taylor Wilde again. Not Taylor. Talia Madison.
Yeah.
No.
Velvet Sky. Angela Love. Madison Rain.
Madison Rain is the champion again.
Yeah.
Because of some kind of stick.
Due to technicality.
Victoria, Tara, allegedly, is back. She's
the motorcycle woman.
Yeah, the one with the big freaking helmet.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, Sarita's a heel. Who's now, don't know why, but who cares? They've
been dropping matches, and plus they were the first ever women's tag team champions in TNA. Yeah, so she's a little. Sometimes the logic in TNA doesn't exactly fit, but Sarita is a hell of a wrestler. Mm-hmm. She is a hell of a wrestler.
Okay, but thing is, TNA, was bringing back women's wrestling. WWE was kind of burying it, and they kind of buried it more when they introduced a Divas Championship, which is the stupidest looking belt I've ever seen. Next to the WWE Championship, current one, get rid of that fucking belt.
But Divas title is just
A
like
big old butterfly?
I can't take it seriously.
Why?
You know?
Why would you?
I wouldn't. There's only
It's just more jewelry than one.
It's kind of like, I hate to say this, it's kind of like the $1 million title. It really has no bearing or worth of anything.
Oof, that's something.
And now I'm sorry, I just can't take it seriously. Now I would say that the FTW belt that Taz carried with him, and
yeah,
he and Sabu were the only two. It's just great. That helped Taz in the eyes of the ECW fans become champion.
Mm-hmm.
And it had no bearing, but it meant something to the fans, and it meant something because he was actually carrying it, believing in it, and treating it like a real championship.
Oh yeah. So, let's see.
But WWE, we really would like it if you could just, unify the women's titles and just have one.
Yeah.
Because
please do
that Divas title
make a new belt for the tag teams. To not have them carry two belts.
I do kind of like that when Jericho came out and he had one around his waist and one over his shoulder. You know,
or Big Show was wearing it like a necklace.
Or
But so anyway, but speaking of WWE, I read somewhere, I don't know if you read it somewhere, rumored that WWE is going to change their logo.
Yeah, the Raw logo.
No, they're going to change the WWE logo.
Really?
Yeah, I read. It's rumored. They put a picture, they leaked it, but somehow they took it off. But if that's true, they're going to debut it on the 900th episode of Raw, which I think is next month.
Mm.
But if that's true, you know what that means? That means they got to get new designs for belts. Which maybe, if that's true, please WWE, change your logo. Finally, get rid of the fucking Cena belt. That's the most next to the Divas title, that Cena spinner belt is the ugliest fucking title ever.
The only other title I would like for them to, change is not really change, but recently Ring of Honor instituted a television title, and it's a title that they have the world heavyweight. They're for heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
They have a tag team. Now this is the third one. Not the first time they've had a third one, but this is the first time they've had a TV title.
Yeah.
Eddie Edwards is their champion.
And
I'd like to see something like that.
Yeah. Speaking of TV titles, actually TNA brought down their global championship. I think what I read, they're turning it into the global TV title.
I like that idea.
Yeah, AJ Styles, I guess, since he has it now, is the first ever global TV champion. Now they do that with WCW with TV title, make them defend it every time they're on TV.
15-minute time limit.
Yeah, please do it. That was great matches. TV title.
Lord Steven Regal.
Lord Steven Regal, Booker T, Chris Benoit,
Finley.
I mean, those were matches to watch. That was kind of like watching Intercontinental title matches.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it was a workhorse title.
Yeah.
Worked their ass.
Back when the IC title kind of
meant something.
Yeah.
Speaking of IC title, no, I'm not gonna ruin that.
Yeah.
But anyway, since we're gonna run short on time, but one thing, let's go back to Michael Cole, please.
I'm
sorry, but I was watching NXT. Michael Cole was not giving Michael McGillicuddy, Joe Henning any credit at all. I know that's a work, or it's for real, because he wants to cheer on Miz so much. Sorry, that was a duck outside the window. I think it was Michael Cole quacking.
We are
burying him.
Yeah, and honestly,
anyway, so Michael Cole, please stop being a tool. Stop being Miz's #1 fan. So, Ian has a problem. And
several.
Several. Anyway, we're gonna stop for this week. Next week, we'll give you a review of Hardcore Justice and give you our predictions for SummerSlam.
Yes, that's the one I'm waiting for. Is SummerSlam.
So, that being said, this is Ian.
And Sean.
Yeah, we can't forget our names. And thank you for joining us, episode 3 of Wrestling Unfiltered.
Peace.